Hello everybody, welcome to another video on the channel, and today I'm going to give you a pretty good tutorial on how you can make a modular engine, because as you know, if you played stormworks, modular engines, they exist in the game, and they're relatively new. You have all these components, and you don't know how to use them. You can make hefty chunkers, like I have made some here. You can make these giant beasts, which have such good fuel consumption that they'll literally use the giant tank, which I remind you is 696 like liters of fuel in like 5 seconds. Observe. Alright, so if I put the air up here and the fuel up here, I'll explain why I'm doing this, but yeah. It uses up all this fuel really quickly. Watch. And just like that, the fuel has been used up. So yeah, that's what this giant beast can do. There's regular engines that I've built. I don't know why that's there. Like this one, this is like typical. And then we got the mini engine, which is really small. But today I'm gonna be trying to make the smallest engine physically possible in stormworks and see how small the engine can be, because that's the whole point of this video. I got really bored, so I was just like, let's see how small we can make it. I'm going to capture on camera. So, to make an engine, or any engine in fact, especially modular, you need the 4 components, or the 4 basics. You need air, you need fuel, you need exhaust, and you need coolant, or a cooling system. So we're going to try to input all of those. So if you're going to make an engine, first of all, you're going to need a modular engine crankshaft. Now, you can make them any size, because that's the thing about modular engines. You can make them as big or small as you need or want, which is really, really, really good. Because instead of having to only work with where the heck is it? Instead of only have to work with the small, medium, or large engines, which can sometimes be overpowered or underpowered, you can instead just make what you need with the modular engines, which is really good. So like I was saying, you need a crankshaft, any type. You can use this one, you can use this one, or this one. The second thing you're going to need is a cylinder, and the cylinder, I think, can support it all, because you have your exhaust, fuel, coolant, and air. So I think that one of these will work, which is already really stupid. So next thing you're going to need is a modular engine drive belt, or whatever they're called. I just call them belts. So this will allow you to start your engine and stuff. Next, you're going to need where is it? A clutch. A clutch will allow you to, it will allow the engine to run, so it can do stuff. So the first thing, once you have these 4 things, then you're going to want to get, well, not that. You're going to want a modular engine starter. You can put as many as you want, but I'll put 1 because this thing is so tiny. Then you're going to want a pump. Well, actually, you don't really need this pump specifically. You can use any pump, because there's a whole bunch of pumps in the game. You have fluid pumps, impeller pumps, small, and you have large fluid pumps. Any pump will work, but if you want to stay compact, which is what we're trying to do, use the modular engine fluid pump. Alright, so you want to place that down. Like, I think like, hold on a minute. I'm bad at this. Alright, there. So that will work. So once you do that, this is actually optional, but if you scroll down, there is such thing as an alternator. But I don't know how you pronounce it. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, tell me in the comments. Basically, what this does is it takes energy from mechanical energy and turns it into power. So we can place that right there. Just as so. It's optional, but I guess we'll keep it there because this is so tiny. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna need is we're gonna get started with. Oh wait! Oh snap! Oh a minute, let me move the starter. I just realized something because it was in the way of one of these. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna work on is the exhaust. The exhaust is actually really easy. You need the manifold engine exhaust manifold, corner or straight. I'm just gonna use a straight one for this video, or actually, you know what, corner will work. Yeah, I think corner will work. Then once you place down one of these, it actually serves as like a regular pipe. So you can just do that. Or, you know, you could just place down an exhaust. You could place down fluid exhaust. There's a whole bunch of exhausts you can use in the game. Fluid ports, anything. Alright, so we got the exhaust dealt with. The next thing we need to deal with is the coolant. So you want to place down a coolant. A coolant will serve very well. So you want to take the coolant and put it into that. It doesn't matter where the pipes go, so long as they connect with the radiator, then it works. So now we're going to get a radiator. So we have fluid heat radiators, and there's a couple other radiators like fluid heat exchange, I think. But we're going to just use a regular old radiator. Fluid thingamabop something. I don't know. Help. But yeah. So actually for this, because we're trying to stay compact, we're just going to use a... Where is it? Right, a pipe T piece corner. A very nice. Right. Oh gosh. I think no, we don't need that. Oh, pipe angle corner. That is really strange. There, boom. That doesn't seem right. I don't know. Alright, so I figured it out. I had to move the radiator a little bit forward, or more away from the engine, because I had to move the pipes around, but I did it. So, as you may notice, you have this little guy right here. A fluid tank small. The thing about this is actually really important. I heard that people struggle with this. You need to go into select, and you need to change the fluid type to freshwater. You can use seawater, but freshwater works better in the long term because you don't damage your engine. Because the salt kind of like scratches the engine or something. I don't know. It's performance stuff. So the next thing we're going to need is gas. Or fuel. Or whatever. So fuel. So we need a fuel. No, that's not how you spell fuel. ATL. Alright, you need a modular engine fuel manifold. Really easy. Really easy to say too. That's a lie. Alright, so then I'm gonna place it down. Actually, we can take advantage of the space that I kind of used up to stay compact. Because, you know, the whole purpose of the video is to make the most compact engine physically possible. It's a good idea. And I have a very good idea. That's really stupid also. Alright, so where is the... Alright, so my idea is that I can just like I can like hold on a minute, where is it? Alright, boom, there it is. So we're going to use these enclosed pipes. So the angle boys, you could do like that. Then we can make like another angled one coming this way. Alright, there it is. So now I'll bring this up to the little thingy. Alright, so now we're going to use the pipe straight enclosed. Alright, great. So now the fuel is hooked up. And make sure that the fuel tank is diesel, because these things run on diesel. Very strange. I thought this would run on gas, but whatever. So final thing we need is air. So air is really easy, because all you need is a modular engine air manifold, which we will just place down as so, and a air filter, air ram, or an air scoop intake. We'll use an air filter because it's easier. And then once you do that, you're almost done. So now you're going to want to make a little, you're going to place a pipe down, and then you're going to get a propeller or something that can indicate that, you know, the engine is moving. So for this, we'll just use a clutch. We're just going to use a little propeller like that. Just keep it compact. We're going to keep it smoosh. So now that we did that, we're almost done. What we need is a constant. We need a constant number. Now you may be questioning, ATL, why do we need a constant on number? It's really, it's actually very important to have a constant on number. First of all, I need to find a good spot for it, which I think I'll just nicely stuff right there. The reason why we need a constant is we need a constant number, which you need to set to 1, is because for the clutch pressure, for the alternator that produces power, and the fluid pump, you need one of these constant numbers. Myself, I don't know why, but for some reason you need it, and that's what I really struggled with when I was making these for the first time. Modular engines are tricky. So then once you do that, then we need to hook up some logic, which is so fun. And also we need battery. So we need battery for power. So let's just place that down right there. Or actually, we'll place it down right here. Keep it smushed. And we just need to hook up the power. We're almost done. So now we need to place down some levers or whatever they're called. So we'll place these down. When you're trying to be compact, it's hard. So we'll place these down right here. And we'll place down a push button right here. So now we're just going to hook up the power to these 3 things, and we're going to name them. We're going to name this beautiful boy Start. That's Star. No, Start. Then we're going to name this one Fuel. And this Daughter or something? I don't know. Name this one Air. I don't know why, I'm just being stupid. Alright, so you have these 3 things, so now you have the throttle levers. And you're probably wondering, why do you have one for air and one for fuel? One for start. So the fuel goes to the, not the air manifold, but the fuel manifold. And the air one goes to the air manifold. I'll explain later. And the starter and the stop button goes to the starter. Alright, so then once you have that, your engine is basically done. Or the smallest engine physically possible. I hope it works. So basically, the reason why we have air and fuel separated is because these engines work on a half-to-half ratio, which means if you have the air to 100, you need to have half of that fuel. So you'd have like 50 fuel and 1 air. And that will help it run. But if you want to have more like precise, then put these down to 20% sensitivity. So that way you don't so that way it doesn't go crazy like how I just did. Oh, try it again. Alright, so like I said, if you need a divide or something. I don't know. Quick maths. So for this, we're just gonna do 10 air and 5 fuel. But to be safe, we're gonna use 30 air and 15 fuel. If you do the maths on a calculator or something, you'll find out why. And I think it's running. Let me turn up audio. So yeah, it's running, but not very much. And according to the engine crankshaft, it is running at 5 RPS. But I'm pretty sure we can make that faster, right? Well, you'd be absolutely right. We can pull this up we can pull the air to 40 and take the fuel to 20. And let's check on our battery. It is actually charging, see? That's what the little emblem thing does. It charges this thing. It does a really good job at it too. It is running at 6 RPS. This is kind of like the kind of engine you find in like some of the cars that are, yeah. So let's make it faster. Air, 50, and this will be 25. We want to try to get, we're going to try to get speed. And as we can see here, we're using up some fuel, but don't worry. It's actually doing really well. I thought it would do worse than this. Wow. Alright, let's give it all the smoke. Or as much as we can with the fuel-air ratio that we have. Oh gosh, that was loud. Okay. Yep, and that's how you make the smallest engine in the entire game of Stormworks. It's basically about as big as the small engine that was made before this. Fire engine stuff. So yeah, let's check on the fuel consumption. Yeah, the fuel consumption is still really small compared to a hefty chunker, which we saw there. So that is how you make the smallest game, smallest engine possible in Stormworks. This thing is tiny. So yeah, if you guys like this tutorial and funny video, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one, if I ever do.